With regards to the Shias, really they are the most lying sect of Islam. In other words, they are, it is a part of the religion, taqiyya. One of their concepts of the religion is that it is allowed for them to lie. Okay? So if you were to ask the Shia, do you believe this, do you believe this, do you believe this? He's going to say, no, 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 no. If you go to their books, this is now where the beliefs are clearly outlined. Including the belief that you can lie. They have an ascription to one of their imams, lying is 9/10 of this religion. Now, by the way, I'm speaking of the Shia religion based upon certain knowledge. I have their main book called Usul al-Kafi. I have looked over it, I have read their chapters, okay? I know what the Shias believe. I'm not taking this from what the Shias say. The Shias are allowed to lie, and it's their religion to lie. Okay? Any person who knows the Shias knows this. It is their religion to lie. 90% of the religion, by their own statement, is lying. They are allowed to lie. And this goes back to historical reasons. So don't go and ask Shias what they believe. Go straight to their source books. Well, actually, right now you shouldn't even be reading their books. But I'm saying, if you ever get to a level where you need to find out what they believe, go straight to their source books. And in their source books, yes, they do say this. Okay. However, do all Shias believe this? Not necessarily. Maybe they don't know their source books. I used to know many Shias. Wallahi, if they knew what Shiism truly was, they would be the first to reject it. I knew many, especially in America, when this second generation of, the Iranians and the Iraqis that have come and they're growing up, many of these Shias, they really don't know what Shiism is. If they really and truly knew it, they would be the first to reject it. Wallahi, Shiism is filth. I'm saying this to you, Shiism is filth. You read their stuff, they allow prostitution, as you know, called mut'ah. They allow lying. They allow so many things that any Muslim is going to reject. And when you read their chapters concerning this concept of prostitution, it is so disgusting. I even am embarrassed to say this to you. I mean, you go and read their books yourself. Okay? They say whoever commits for fornication with this type of way, he has guaranteed for himself Jannah. He's going to go to Jannah. The more you fornicate, the more you do mut'ah, and this is the type of fornication which is now prohibited. What is mut'ah? Mut'ah is you go to a woman and you pay her for an hour or two. That's exactly the definition of mut'ah. You pay her a certain amount of money for a certain period of time. If this is not prostitution, I don't know what is. You go to a woman and you pay her money to enjoy her for a certain period of time. 1 day, 1 hour, 1 week, whatever you want. Okay, this is mut'ah. The Shias to this day, not only do they allow it, they practice it to this day. Okay, and this is something which is clearly forbidden in the Quran and the Sunnah. It was allowed in the beginning of Islam, but the Prophet even the Quran clearly goes against it. The point is, with regards to the Shias, like I said, you have to make a differentiation between the Shia you're going to meet on the street, who might be an ignorant Shia. He doesn't know what his religion is. He doesn't know what his faith is. Perhaps he doesn't say this. Most of the Shias, they don't really know what their belief says. Of their beliefs is that their 12 imams control the creation. They control the creation. What type of shirk is this? Shirk and rububiyyah. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls the creation. And I have read this in Khomeini's book himself. I read it myself, the Arabic version of Khomeini's book, Al-Hukuma al-Islamiyya. I read this myself. Okay? That of our beliefs is that the 12 imams, they occupy a station above that of the prophets and messengers and malaika. And our 12 imams control all of creation. And nothing occurs except with the permission of our 12 imams. And they do this and they do that. This is pure shirk, pure blasphemy. And this is why Khomeini, in particular, the ulama of our times pronounce takfir, pronounce kufr on him. This person is not a Muslim. In particular, Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Uthaymeen, the Lajna Da'ima, they all pronounce kufr. A person who says these type of statements, that Aisha, and he is also accused Aisha of this, Khomeini, okay? And he accused Abu Bakr and Umar of kufr and of hypocrisy, okay? And he accused so many other Sahaba. He accused all of the Sahaba of rejecting the Prophet and rejecting the Quran and Sunnah, and of tampering with the Quran. And he accused the Quran of not being complete. Okay, Khomeini himself. We're not talking about the average Shias here. We're talking about their imam of our times. So that is why the ulama of our times, they pronounce takfir, that this person, Khomeini, Ayatullah, Ruhullah, he's Ayatul Shaitan, he's not Ayatullah. This person, he is not in the fold of Islam. For his balala, for his evil that he was calling to. Really, brothers, don't be, unfortunately, people out of their ignorance, they think that Sunnis and Shias can cooperate. Perhaps an ignorant Shia, you can cooperate a little bit with him and call him to Islam. But the Shias that know their religion, beware of them and avoid them. I am telling you, the ulama of the past have talked about this. The Salaf, Sufyan al-Thawri and others, they said you will not find a group that is more lying than the Shias. You will not find a group that is more filthy in their beliefs than the Shias. We're talking about people in the 1st, 2nd century of the Hijrah. They're describing the Shias like this. Imagine in our times, okay? Be aware of the Shias, be cautious of them, know their aqidah, and know that they have one aqidah which they give to the public, and one aqidah which is in their books. Okay? The aqidah that they give to the public, well, no, we love Abu Bakr and Umar, and perhaps Ali might be better than them, but we still love them. The aqidah that they have in Khomeini's book, Khomeini says in his book that when the Mahdi comes, their Mahdi, not our Mahdi, there's two Mahdis. We have our Mahdi, there's the Muslims have their Mahdi and the Shias have their Mahdi. Okay? When the Mahdi comes, he's going to resurrect Abu Bakr and Umar and hang them and whip them. This is what they say, Khomeini says in his book. Okay? Crucify them, so many things. He's going to crucify them naked, hang them, okay? And whip them, and so many things. Okay? And they even say that something like this of Aisha. So these type of people, beware of them, be cautious of them, and realize that these people, they are cursing your mother. The Prophet ﷺ, the Quran says that the wives of the prophets are the mothers of the believers. وَأَزْوَاجُهُ أُمَّهَاتُهُم. Anyone who knows the basic Arabic can understand it. أَزْوَاجُهُ, his wives, أُمَّهَاتُهُم, are your mothers. Okay, or are the mothers of the believers. So the Prophet's wives, all of them, they are our mothers. A person comes to you and accuses your mother of zina. Are you going to love this guy? Are you going to even stand next to him in prayer? If a person accuses your mother of zina, of going out and fornicating with another guy, are you going to love this guy and cooperate with him? This is what the Shias believe, okay? Really, I get emotional with regards to the Shia, and any Muslim should, wallahi. Any Muslim that knows their belief, he should have pure anger and hatred for this, except, like I said, for those Shias who are ignorant of their religion, and there are many of them, especially in America. We know this for a fact, so there's so many Shias, when they discover their religion, what it really is, they reject it. And they accept the religion of the Quran and the Sunnah, So, another point while we're on the topic of the Shias, we don't pronounce takfir on every single Shia. In other words, we don't say that every single Shia is a kafir. Okay, we don't say this. No, we say that their beliefs, the true beliefs that they have in their books, is a belief of kufr. And anyone who believes in those beliefs is a kafir. Anyone who believes that the Quran is not complete, and this is what the Shias clearly say in Usul al-Kafi, their main book. They say that the present Quran is only 1/10 of the real Quran. 9/10 of the Quran is missing. It's hidden by the Sahaba. They ate it up and they just, they didn't give it to the people. Okay? Anyone who believes that the Quran is incomplete is a kafir, because the Quran says the Quran is complete. So you're disbelieving in Allah. Anyone that says Aisha is a fornicatress, he is a kafir. Anyone that says this, so many of the beliefs of the Shia, he is a kafir. But the question or the difference is that perhaps that Shia that you meet, he doesn't know these beliefs. And he's not aware of them. So don't pronounce kufr on every Shia. Don't say all Shias are kafirs. No. But the beliefs of the Shias are beliefs of kufr. The beliefs of the Shias are beliefs of kufr. So be careful when it comes to that. Long point of the Shias. But the point is, really, the Shias, when you read their beliefs, you can't help but get angry at that. The verses are found in the first 20 verses of Surah An-Nur. These verses were revealed because of Aisha. They were revealed because of Aisha. And they are still recited today. Surah An-Nur, go read it. It talks about the punishment of accusing false women. Punishment of accusing innocent women falsely. Okay? And it talks about, well, obviously the beginning verses, they're talking about when a man accuses his wife of fornication. That's not relevant. After that, the first 4 or 5 verses are dealing with that. After that, until verse number 20, it's all dealing with Aisha. And it clearly describes how the hypocrites, they gleefully, they joyfully spread this news, and it warns the believers of listening and spreading this type of news. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rebukes the believers. He said, why, when you heard this news, why didn't you presume good of her? Why didn't you presume good of what you heard? And said, subhanallah, this is buhtanun azim. This is a great lie. This is a great slander that has been invented against Aisha. So Allah reprimanded and rebuked the Muslims, the Sahaba, those that believed in Aisha. Those that believed in the hypocrites against Aisha. Okay? So these verses are clear and explicit in that the Aisha is not guilty of these charges. Okay? And anyone who believes it, like we said, he is a clear kafir. Anyone who believes it. Like we said, the Shias, they do believe this, but not every single Shia knows the beliefs of the Shia.